Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, Capricorns, many of you did want a part two, and as I promised you, I would get to one for you if you guys were interested in a part two. So this is just going to focus on Capricorn and the Emperor, okay? If you didn't see part one, you'll need to watch that first so you know why we're doing this story. And I will, when I'm done with this live, I'll make sure that video like link is in the description box of this in case you missed part one. All right, so I just want to know right out of the gate, what's this Emperor's deal in regards to Capricorn? We have a Five of Swords. That Five of Swords is either they've been fighting, and we kind of saw that the I think what it was, and the way I titled the first Capricorn video is like there was kind of a noticeable like smoldering look that an emperor had given to Capricorn. And Capricorn was like picking up on the vibe. It's like, oh, what's this look that I'm getting? And it seemed like I remember saying that, and this emperor would probably not be approaching Capricorn until they could do so without, muddying the waters or making anything murky. And so I'm wondering if they have been so busy battling behind the scenes that they've barely had time up until now to deal with Capricorn, because the Five of Swords can be, argumentative. This is somebody who's, obviously he's standing here like he's catching his breath after a big old battle. So in this part two, we start out with seeing kind of a behind the scenes look at what's been happening. They have not breathed a word of this to Capricorn, nor do I think that that's something that the Emperor probably would do. They probably wouldn't want to bring whatever their problems are to Capricorn's doorstep. So they haven't said anything to Capricorn about the battles they've been fighting. In fact, if anything, I feel like Capricorn is like this clean, like protected environment for them, where it's like, I don't want to sully, anything between me and Capricorn. Capricorn is a separate, energy, a separate entity in my world. I don't want to sully that or dirty the waters there. We have a 10 of Wands upright. I definitely feel like when their battles are over, which is what they've been wrapping up, that's the version of them they want to present to Capricorn. The version of them where it's like, I don't have to talk about whatever I was dealing with in the past. I can just deal with Capricorn as my like relieved, burdens off my back kind of energy. And they are fast approaching this timeline. Hi, Sarah J. Great to see you, babe. Okay, let me take a look here and say, for Capricorn, how's Capricorn feel about this Emperor as we pick up this second half of the story? King of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. If anything, and we saw back in part one, we saw that Capricorn was kind of in this place where it was like they had a disappointment, a relationship that didn't get off the ground. Then we saw them, possibly trying a relationship with someone, but it was like, I just know we're not really cut out for each other. And then we had the awareness flickering through Capricorn's mind that there's this emperor who is someone of interest, someone of potential great value, and somebody who's looking my way. And I would just say, this is Capricorn noticing them and saying, when I address or assess what I like about them, I'm seeing there's a lot of traits that I would select. Now, Capricorn doesn't say, oh, there's such an emperor, I'm madly in love with him. Capricorn says, something about them makes me happy. I vibe with them. A King of Pentacles energy would be great for a matchup to Capricorn's energy, right? Because it's Earth. We could see that there's something, I don't know if they could play chess with this particular person. They're like, I could just see us, joking around together, maybe monkeying around together, just having fun. It could be like a barrel of monkeys. We could laugh together a lot. We could also have a meeting of the minds. I suggested that maybe that emperor was somebody through like the workplace, even a boss type figure. And sure enough, when we bring in the King of Pentacles, that still holds some weight here. But I could see how Capricorn feels like there's a meeting of the minds between themselves and this person, almost like they both have the same like dual like pillars of strength here. So we can see why Capricorn likes them. What do they like about Capricorn? Because we can see Capricorn is the person that they don't want to dump any of their dramas on. Ooh, Capricorn keeps representing for them the next chapter of their life. Anytime we see the Libra energy here of that Justice card, Either they know all too well that Capricorn's been through their own upsets, problems, unfairness, issues, and they know that Capricorn doesn't play that way. There is something here about, I keep thinking Capricorn feels like their reward once their life is smoothed out. Like, that's the kind of person I'd like to be with. That's the kind of person that, after everything I've been through, Capricorn represents the polar opposite of what I've had. Because remember, the Justice card is always about the scales being balanced again. They might have felt like, oh, cruel fate, why can I not be with Capricorn? Why am I still in the midst of something? But bear in mind, Capricorn was working their way through some relationships also, as we saw in part 1 that I posted last night. So I'm not surprised that they might be looking at this and looking at Capricorn and looking at this opportunity with Capricorn as, again, when my life is different, Capricorn is like a breath of fresh air. They're everything I didn't have. I even wonder if Capricorn like has long natural hair that they keep in a braid and they're like, oh my God, that's so hot. So different than the person that I dealt with. I wonder if there's something about Capricorn that just comes across as like Capricorn represents everything they have not had, the polar opposite. And it could be right down to like difference in nationalities, difference in, just the way somebody wears their hair, difference in the way somebody dresses, difference in, personality type. Everything is like, I feel like there's something really beautiful, some huge transformative energy. And the color tangerine could have something to do with the way they view Capricorn also. Bear in mind, the shades of oranges are much more communicative colors. And so I'm wondering if they have great dialogue. I mean, we saw that also with Capricorn, saying, I get along well with them. I could play chess with them. We have a meeting of the minds. Okay, here they are again saying, I would like to literally just be Capricorn's emperor. And there's that tangerine color again, this time on the wall. So maybe the tangerine has something to do with where somebody lives, or, it's like a stucco building maybe that is, kind of like that. I love the stucco, like the Latin, like building style and stucco and, the desert look. And I don't know, there's just something particularly warm and wonderful about, the different like hacienda type architecture, or that Italian villas. Like sometimes they use those burnt orange tones. And I just think it's so beautiful. But that could give us a location, that could give us a color tone, that could give us a building style. But I just feel like somehow that's really standing out to me. So, by the way, this emperor could have a couple of tattoos. They could be somebody who's gone through some things in life that the story of their life is on their body. I definitely picture this could have been somebody who like served in the military, or, did something in their lifespan where like they have part of their story is like permanently embedded on them. And if you take time to ask them about it, there's probably a lot more to find out about this character's life. They may have lived in different regions, but I keep thinking either the building that they both work in or the home that somebody lives in must have like stucco. Yeah, Sarah J, that's a great point. Yeah, the Southwest, like Arizona, for sure. Yeah, that definitely could also be. Okay, so what do you like though about Capricorn? We see that Capricorn is everything you haven't had. Capricorn represents a change in your life, and Capricorn represents the person you'd like to be with. And I wonder if this person, again, likes, they're in just kind of a simple white t-shirt, right? It looks like they have real muscle, not show muscle. Looks like there's somebody who I could picture them doing construction. I could picture this emperor having a lot of skills. And they might like somebody who's also like down to earth and hardworking, and somebody who really puts in some energy. And at the same time, they'd really like to get dressed up nice and go out with Capricorn. We have a Knight of Cups. We have an Eight of Cups. Capricorn shines up real nice. I don't know if Capricorn specifically has, like, they notice Capricorn's oh so smooth legs or what, if Capricorn does some like moisturizer on their calves or something, and they saw that once and it's like, wow, beautiful legs. It definitely feels like they have a leg fixation when it comes to Capricorn. This is somebody who would like to, like, I'm picturing like, stroke Capricorn's like shin. That's such a like a PG thing. But look, they like, I almost keep feeling like they like the authentic beauty, attractiveness, the simplicity of what Capricorn is. And they also really like Capricorn's independence. Capricorn has a way of being okay standing on their own 2 feet. They like the fact that Capricorn can end connections, can move on. They're not somebody who's like craving to have a person around them just for a warm body. There's something here about the way they look at Capricorn, like, wow, you got the serious, like you shine up nice, you polish up nice, you're great in a relationship, you're super loving, but you also have your own thing going on. And if something's not working, you have no qualms about choosing to be solo instead. Again, with kind of a more natural hair, I keep thinking the things that they're most drawn to in Capricorn has something to do with like the way, even here, she doesn't really have any makeup on. It's very like they like the truest essence of who and what Capricorn is. Whether Capricorn's all dolled up, wearing makeup or nothing, they've seen Capricorn in both lights and they love it both. They like the authenticity, I think, and the kind of like self-assuredness that Capricorn exudes. But yeah, they're very attracted to Capricorn as well. They must have seen Capricorn very dressed up to the nines at some point, and they have filed that away in the brain. They would like to be seen having a date with Capricorn. Delaney M. Hi, sweetie. Good to see you. Lisa, thank you so much. Hi, CL. You guys are so awesome. Lisa Bell, how are you, babe? Nice to see you. All right. So there's a lot of reasons that they enjoy Capricorn's energy. The Four of Pentacles in the reverse, they also already know Capricorn's not somebody they would have to filter themselves with. I feel like this is somebody who could talk to Capricorn about anything. They could be extremely educated. They could have lots and lots to say. They could want to talk about, I don't know, he kind of has like the hair of Albert Einstein. So maybe this is somebody who's like, I know that Capricorn's not bored with intellectual conversation. I know they like everything from hard science to fringe science. I know that Capricorn likes things about history. I know that Capricorn cares about, the past as much as they care about the future. I know that Capricorn is somebody I could talk to, unfiltered, share opinions, even have arguments with, and it would be fun, stimulating, like intelligent conversation. So I gotta say, it feels like this Emperor likes Capricorn's mind as much as their bod. It feels like they're looking forward to having like true partnership with Capricorn, especially after the petty arguments they must have endured. I don't know if they were with somebody who had like a belief system that was very dogmatic and they were perpetually like, being pitted against that, or if they had some kind of partnership, relationship, something where it was impossible to have dialogue with whomever it was. It was nothing but arguing. And that's something they really want to leave in the past, and they want to change lanes and wind up in a lane with Capricorn. Capricorn's single, they are very swiftly becoming single or already are. And so it's like the time for these two to kind of like, ooze toward one another and get a chance to be together is just coming up really quickly. Because of that, that russet colored or tangerine colored orange stucco, I want to go to a Western deck also here and just take a peek. Okay, so we have Ace of Wands. There is a lot of passion and magic that is starting to rise. We'll leave it there. Okay. Between themselves and Capricorn. King of Cups, Five of Swords sideways. They're getting further and further away from dealing with whomever was vexatious. They're getting more and more focused on Capricorn. They are starting to, I think Capricorn is going to notice this person getting more friendly, more open. They may even reference point blank, yeah, Capricorn, I know you're single. I've actually come out of something really difficult too. It's finally settling down. The dust is settling. They may start to open up, not so much about the details. They don't want to commiserate. They don't want Capricorn to, like, oh, come here, poor baby. Let me pat you and dry your tears. They're not whining or crying about anything. They just are opening up a bit. This could start to come, like a brief, whatever, chit-chatting before the day begins, having a cup of coffee, standing there conversing. I don't know if this person has, I know it's not chest hair that we see. They're actually wearing a necklace that I would do anything to see if I could borrow. But I'm wondering if somebody has like either a really nice tie on, if the Emperor has a knack for wearing great ties, or if Capricorn has become like very chest focused, if there's like, you know, a little bit of décolleté showing or something. But it's just, I've never noticed that before. And so I'm just wondering if Capricorn's like, oh my, that flash of chest and the way they're opening up to me, and the like, this is starting to feel really, really nice. Empress, they treat Capricorn really, really well right out of the gate. This whole situation with the Emperor has such a different tone than in part one, when we, you know, saw Capricorn had dealt with two previous individuals in part one. The Emperor and now Empress dynamic here is fantastic. Capricorn's aware that this person is treating me with respect from the gate. They're treating me like I'm important right out of the beginning. The way they open up to me, they don't open up to everybody else. I know that they are reserving some personal conversation just for me. They're telling me a little bit about their personal life, so I know where they're at. They're making more eye contact. They're letting me in, and they're doing it with tremendous respect. That's exactly what I would have expected. What we saw at the end of part one, and the reason I was like, I wanted to do a part two, I was hoping somebody else cared enough to want to hear it, just because I had to know. It felt nice. Like, it felt like it was going to be good. Like an emperor that we were going to be able to like celebrate and be like, yeah, let's get this guy going for Capricorn. Gal, guy, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders. Even though I'm saying emperor and empress, because that's what we have. Emperor and empress. Just know this could still be same-sex couple. I read energy, not genders. With this page of wands, I think Capricorn is starting to like say they have quickly started to become my favorite part of the day. I look forward to whatever little teeny tiny conversation we'll have tomorrow. All of this says we are doing this right. We already know we both like each other. We both respect each other. Now we're starting to open up to each other, and the flirtation, that let the games begin, let the real flirtation begin. But even that is subtle. It's just I'm going to say it's classy. It's just little tiny extra, like, you know, when you start to be around somebody enough and open up to somebody enough that you develop your own little, you know, reference points and your own little jokes and stuff and your callbacks, and, you know, the two of you develop a little like language of your own, and it's infused with a few little maybe sexually flirtatious things that's just between the two of you. You could say it in front of anybody else in a room and they wouldn't know that there's a double entendre. It's not overt. It's all very subtle. That's the way I think that this thing is going to start to unveil itself. And I think Capricorn's like, now this feels like romance. This feels like fun. This feels like building that smoldering passion and desire one tiny step at a time, the way only emperors and empresses can. I dig it. I'm going to like close the curtains for these two and let them continue to get to know each other. But we see a steady building of interest, building of passion, building of getting to know one another. I need one last card. Hey, Monkey Experiment. Jody, great to see you. Ace of Cups. These two are falling in love, plain and simple. They are falling in love. I love it. This is probably one of the best Capricorn stories we've had in a long time. Again, thank you so much. Lisa Boyle, thank you, babe. Delani M, thank you for being here. Really appreciate you guys. All right, everybody. Sarah, CL, lots of love. I'll see you guys in Pisces video next. Take care, guys. Bye.